Welcome to my December 2022 update on the latest current account news and special offers. I have a couple of those to share with you, including a couple of brand new bank switching deals. We will get to those. But before that, just a little bit of update on what's been going on, some information that you might find useful. First one, Starling Bank. They have introduced a free second current account. This used to cost £2 a month, but now you can go into your app. I did it just a moment ago. Very easy to do. Add an extra account in, pops up. And it's there for you to use if you do, for some reason, want to keep money a little bit separate. Obviously, Starling already has its spaces, which can do that feature, but this has got its own sort code, its own account number of things, which might be useful for whatever reason. Of course, I would say that if you are going to have additional current accounts, it often makes sense to have them with different banks, because you've got that security. If the app goes down, you can still access your money over there, or just broadly to try and get that best rate on savings, which are again often available from different banks, not necessarily from Starling. But say very, very easy to do. I went into the account, tapped a few buttons, and there it was, an additional account. So it's worth looking at. What is slightly different about this additional account to say getting an extra account at Halifax or Santander or whoever it might be, is that this one does not issue you with a new debit card. It will link to your existing card. In a way, that's quite similar to what Chase does. Chase has a number of additional accounts you can create within the app, and you choose before you pay which card you're gonna, which one's going to be linked to your card. And this is how this additional account, free account that you get with Starling will work as well. What I think that could mean, not 100% sure on this, it's early days, but I think that might make it difficult for you to have this additional Starling account as a dummy account for switching. I'm not saying you won't be able to use it, but a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time when you do switch bank for one of those switching offers, which again, we will come back to in a minute, they do require you to put in the debit card of the account you're switching from. Often that's just an identification thing, but they may well then rule out that account because you don't want to potentially switch away your second account and force the debit card to be closed and then also close down the first account. I'm not sure that would happen. I don't know. If you've had experience of this or you're going to try that out, let me know how it works. But that is something to bear in mind, that it might not work as a dummy account, but it might. And again, when you open up this additional account, important to say there is no credit check for doing that. There's no credit check for opening a Starling account anyway, as long as you don't apply for the overdraft. So again, a nice, easy second account, which might be useful. You never quite know. Very quickly, while we're talking about debit cards with your accounts, if you're like me and you have a number of current accounts, you've been watching these videos for a while maybe, and you've got an account for rewards, account for interest, a dummy account for switching, all these things, you may well have not ever used a debit card. And you may have had these accounts for a while, for a few years, and you might find that those debit cards have expired without new ones being reissued. And I was looking through things the other day, and I've just got a couple here actually. I found about 3 different cards. One of them was my Barclays, I've got my Metro one. The other one was a Santander card, and I'll come back to this one in a second as well. They had expired and not been reissued. So if you've got a number of cards, have a look at them and get in touch with the bank. I think it's worth getting them sent through to you, new ones sent through, because one, for switching, but two, there might be some additional offers that come along which require the debit card. So you want to be able to spend with them. And let's talk about this next one. This is from Santander. And this is something called Santander Boosts. This replaces everyday rewards, which if you had a Santander current account, you might have seen it in the app telling you about, oh, check for offers. And maybe, sometimes there was a deal that you wanted. This year, there's been things like 15% off Kindle or 15% off Disney Plus, which although those deals have appeared elsewhere, they may have been decent things for you to use if you wanted to spend that money, get some extra cash. That is gone. Now Santander Boosts, and it's not very good. At least it's not at the moment. So I tried to activate it, but I realized I couldn't activate it because my debit card had expired. Although fortunately, somewhere around here, I've got a credit card from Santander. So I was able to use that to get through and see what was in there. But once you've linked a card, credit or debit card, you'll then see a number of different offers, different promotions and competitions. I entered the competitions because at the moment, there's probably not that many people who have signed up for it. So you maybe got a better chance of winning, but I'm not holding my breath. And the other deals, they're not that exciting. The cashback rates you're seeing at these retailers, generally, they're going to be beaten by Quidco and Top Cashback. And also, a lot of the ones I saw, they weren't even anything special. It was just telling you there was a deal. A good example here was Waterstone. Said up to 20% off paperbacks. Click through, you see some prices. I also went on my desktop to the Waterstone's website, exactly the same prices. So it wasn't even a special boost from this Santander Boost. So it's not anything to get excited about right now, but that could change. So why not connect your card, sign up for the emails that come through, and maybe something useful will come through in the future. And while we're on Santander, I do want to sort of go back to my video that I did last week on the brand new Santander Edge current account. You might already have seen that video. If not, do check it out. But I did this video on the day the account launched, brand new account. And this one is replacing the 123 Lite, but it's not quite the same. But what's happened since I did that video is you can now get a cashback calculator for the Edge account on the Santander website. So I went into there and actually put some numbers into that and into the existing calculator for the 123 account, which is still existing, just to get a sense of actually what one's going to pay you the most cashback on your bills. And I actually think on the whole, even though you're paying £1 more every single month for the 123 account, the full 123 account is £4 a month, whereas the Edge is £3 a month. The way energy bills are right now, actually, they probably will earn you more money cashback on the 123 rather than the Edge. However, you've got to take into account that you will get access, if you have the savings, to that 4% rate on up to 4K with the Edge. So I would have a look at those two calculators, put in your bills, how much you're paying on them. This is assuming you don't already have the 123 Lite, which is going to be better for you. Put those calculations in, include the savings if you want to for the Edge. Don't include savings on the 123 account because that can easily be beaten elsewhere. And just weigh up there which one you think is best for you. It's not. It's still going to be pretty much a close call, but I think while bills remain high on energy, you're probably going to get yourself an extra 10, 15 quid a year in cashback from the 123 than the Edge, but you will not get access to that 4% rate. Another new account that's launched is from Lloyds Bank. This is, I say launched, it's been bought back. It was available a long time ago, but then so there may be some existing customers who have this. But for anyone new, they've not been able to get it for a long time. This is a packaged account from Lloyds Bank. It's the Silver account, or you can get a Club Silver account, which gives you all the benefits from the Club Lloyds account, your free cinema tickets or free movie rentals or free magazine, things like that. This one is £10 a month. And for that £10 a month, you will get European family travel insurance. You will get mobile phone insurance for 2 handsets, and you'll get breakdown cover for the whole household. Now, I keep promising I'm going to do this. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done a full sort of analysis of all the different packaged accounts that do offer this insurance products like this. But at £10 or £120 a year, that is actually probably going to be the cheapest, or if not right down there with the cheapest options out there for packaged accounts. The big difference is, this one, as I said, is European family travel insurance. A lot of the others are worldwide. So again, if you're not going to go abroad further than Europe, this might be a really good option for you if you're doing it on a regular basis and you need the cover for your car and you need the cover for your mobile phones as well. If you just need 1 or 2 of those, or just going away for a weekend or just a week, you might find it's better just to buy individual policies than a packaged account. But say that's brand new again, just of this week that it is available. And then one more thing to tell you about before we get on to the special offers is from HSBC and First Direct. If you have a current account with those two banks, they are giving you the opportunity, so it's not by default, you have to ask for it, to get a £500 0% overdraft that will last 12 months. So at the moment, First Direct give you 250 quid. So if you apply for this, they'll double that for 12 months. At the end of the 12 months, it will drop down to 250 quid again. If you're with HSBC, high chance that you've already been approved for an overdraft, even if you're not using it, because that's often how they assess people for that current account. But as long as you have already been approved for that, then they will give you that overdraft you've got. The first £500 of that will be interest-free, again, for 12 months. After that, they'll start charging you interest. And overdrafts on the whole, with those banks and all the other banks, are going to be around 40%. So they're not ones to use on a kind of anything other than like an emergency for a day. Any sort of longer-term borrowing you need to do, look elsewhere. Ideally at 0%, but certainly not at 40%. Right, let's get on to deals, shall we? First one I want to tell you about, this is really, you have to be watching this video on the kind of day or the day after I release it. And this is an improvement on the business offer that I shared with you last night for tied business accounts. It's a Black Friday deal that ends on the 30th of November. So sorry about this being sort of just only valid for a few days, this video. Last month, I told you about a £75 offer. This one is £100 and it's a lot easier to get. All you need to do is go via Nerd Wallet and you need to enter the code Black Friday 2022. If you do that and then add £50 to your account, that £100 would be added. Much, much better than the other option, which was 75 quid, and you had to spend money on the debit card. So this ends 30th of November. Do check that out. If you're eligible as a sole trader or a limited company, well worth getting that cash. And I've got a note to do it myself over the next few days. Right, let's get to those bank switching offers, the new ones, shall we? These are from two different banks. The first one is from TSB. Sadly, this is nowhere near as good as the offer that was running in October. That one was worth up to 180 quid. Got 125 quid for switching, another 55 quid if you stuck around. This one is 50 quid for switching. So the lowest switching offer that we have seen, I can't think the last time I saw a switching offer this low, 50 quid for switching. In fact, sometimes you can get more money from that by going via a cashback site. Top Cashback and Quidco often have a deal where you can get 20 or 40 quid. And sometimes that's boosted to 40 or 60 quid, who knows, maybe even more, just for opening the account, not even switching. So not very exciting, just a £50 switching offer. And then if you want to get another 50 quid, then you have to stay with the bank until next summer, until next July, I think it is, and use your debit card 5 times a month, every month from February onwards. I have got a full analysis over on the blog of this, all the details. So do head over there. In fact, all the things I'm talking about right now, you can find information about it on the blog. But this TSB deal, all the different bits and pieces, all the pros and cons, that's over there. Not too exciting. I'd say it's one for the purists. Personally, I would say if you haven't taken advantage of a TSB switching offer already, then maybe wait and see if a better one does come back. They might not do. They haven't run them before. This is a new deals. But the fact that it was 180 quid and now it's 100 quid suggests to me maybe next year we'll see a much more significant offer. But I can't promise you. So you might want to grab this one before it goes. And the other one, which launches tomorrow on the 29th of November, this is from Halifax, and they are offering their biggest ever switching bonus. This is £175 for switching. Now, this is open to new and existing Halifax customers as long as you have not had the switching bonus from that bank, from Halifax, since April 2020. Long as that's okay for you, you can either open up the Halifax Reward or Ultimate Reward account. I personally would go just for the reward account. The ultimate one is a packaged one with insurances, similar to what I was mentioning earlier with Lloyds. But unless you need that, I wouldn't bother with it. Open up the Halifax Reward account and switch over from another bank. Close the old account at the older bank. That is it. No direct debits. Last time they ran the offer a few months ago, you need direct debits. You don't need that. No money needs to go in. Nothing like that. You just switch. Now, the linked account, the Halifax Reward account, I've spoken about that quite a lot on this channel. That one does have some requirements. If you want to avoid a monthly fee, pay £1,500 in every single month. But that money doesn't have to stay there. You can put it in and take it out again or do it in portions. Okay, so that one is easily avoidable, that fee. And to get a reward of £5 a month or a cinema ticket or a few other bits of other options as well, you have to spend £500 on the debit card. Again, I've spoken a lot about that on the blog, and I have got a full analysis over on the blog. I may well do a video or an update very soon about reward accounts and hacks there, but very, very simple to get those rewards as well. And I think well worth looking at it. Now, if you're an existing Halifax customer who already has a reward account and haven't had the money, just switch into it. You have to switch, but you don't have to open up a new account. You just switch straight into it. Or if you've got a different Halifax account, you can change that to a reward account, but then switching over. Switching over is really, really vital. Now, this one has a deadline of the 19th of December, so you haven't got long to do it. But if you do it in the next few days, you might be able to get that money in your account before Christmas. It's 7 working days for the soonest you can do a switch, and then the money will be in your account within another week after that. So again, a nice little extra bonus for you before Christmas if you've not had that cash before. Very quickly, the other switching deals that are still running at the time of recording. There is the £175 from First Direct. There is £200 from HSBC, which can be boosted by another 40 quid if you go via Quidco. The £10 offer I had on top of that, if you were new to Quidco, has ended, although I'm trying to see if I can get it renewed. So make sure you keep an eye over it. becleverwithyourcash.com/banks. And if there's an update there, if I have got that £10 back again, well, that's where I'll tell you all about it. There's also £200 from Nationwide right now. You can get that on a personal account and on a joint account. Co-op Bank has £125, but you need to be referred by an existing customer. And that is it. They're all your switching deals right now. I'm sure there'll be many, many more to come. Obviously, I will update you here on the channel and the blog. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, cheers.